Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Yasa TV. Welcome to another video. Chelsea are out of the Carabao Cup. Newcastle 2, Chelsea nil. And what a disgusting performance we had to watch today. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yes, we pulled out our B team and they played with their, starting 11, their main team. This was their first test. This was the players' first test to show that they can actually do this at this level. Yeah, because they, used to play in against plumbers and that in the car, in the conference league. Yeah, this in the conference league, mate. Do you know what I mean? This is not the conference league. You cannot, you know, go there and just chill and see what's gonna happen. You will just lose the game. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I think from the manager not taking the game seriously and not actually picking the main 11, it kind of trickled down to the team. You almost felt like because he played the B team, everyone's just gonna. I think the players just thought they'll coast through it and win the game, having beaten Newcastle last week, on the weekend. But yeah, I don't want to ever see this again. You know what I mean? This is probably so far this season. This is probably one of the most embarrassing defeats. However, I'm gonna keep myself on a positive note. I will be speaking about the things that I believe went wrong and also the things that went right. But and going through the timeline of the games and stuff. I mean, in the game itself, and tell you what actually went wrong and stuff like that. The only three players that can leave, the pitch with the head held high, um, in my opinion, Jurgensen, because he can be at fault for some of the stupid defending that we've been seeing, not just from the specific back line, but also our main team, yeah, like the A team, whatever you want to call them. Our starting 11, our main starting 11. Um, Cucurella was neat, passing the ball around, inverting, creating stuff and that. And you also had Mudrik. He was the only one that was good in the front line. And Kunku was making runs all the time, but we just couldn't find that final pass, you know, the finish. We were just missing all that. We were missing every single one of those things. And it, came back to hurt us because it came back to bite us because bro, at the end of the day, we should be doing better regardless. The game started, quickly, and we started, created a chance. And I think the ball was passed to Dewsbury Hall on the right wing. I never thought I'd see Dewsbury Hall on the right wing, but I could see why he did it. Left-footed player, right wing, Sancho being out, with an illness and having to go to sometimes when you have flu and stuff, they keep you away from the groups and they want you to rest and to get you back into a specific game and stuff like that. So it kind of made sense. I was like, okay, cool. That that happens all the time anyway. So for some reason they decided to put, Maresca decided to put Dewsbury Hall on the right wing. The game started. They played the game. Obviously, he had that. The ball got passed to him straight. The first minute, and he decided to hit straight to the goalkeeper. And I think the straight in the second minute, the ball went to, two, three passes. They bypassed the midfield. He ran straight down the wing. Isak with a cross into the box, back post, and Joe Linton hit the post. That was the second minute. We almost got heart attacks. Um, and I was like, I can already tell what kind of game this is. Maybe we can just keep control of the ball, and sometimes you just change that change that momentum and push it forward towards them instead of just keep getting pressured on. um after that, I think if I remember correctly, there was a cross by Cucurella, which I think Vega had a shot and it hit it was deflected. I think it hit off Willock and then he just went out. um Our backline, and when I mean backline, Tosin, Badiashile, and Disasi, those specific three in the back are so shaky. Like the mistakes they make, the sloppy passes, not passing it to the right person, messing up the weight of pass, all these things. Yes, we didn't have Sanchez in goal today, but usually the defenders rely on the goalkeepers, right? To have a bit more confidence, knowing that, okay, if I mess up, I believe in my goalkeeper and I think my goalkeeper will get me back into the game or keep me within the game, right? We blame Sanchez for being that guy who doesn't give the defense a lot of, you know, confidence because of his mistakes and erratic decisions he makes. But no, today was the defense. Like the defense, every time we got counted, you didn't know what was gonna happen. Um, and then I think afterwards, I think we played in possession. I think it was a three in the back. Um, in possession was three in the back. Cucurella would invert with Enzo and Vega on the right centre mid, I think. And then you had Dewsbury on the right. I think it was Nkunku up top, Felix in the 10, and Mudrik on the left. Mudrik, at certain parts of the game, he was just isolated on the left. He'd be in space, and Enzo would look, and then he would turn and decide to pass it to Badiashile, and then from Badiashile back to the right winger, Dewsbury Hall, and then he would pass it back, and it was just a lot of dilly dallying. If move on and just speak quickly about Newcastle as well, within that same thing, it's like Lewis Hall was good. Tonali was just running and running himself up. Joe Linton was getting stuck in, tackling, pressing, because remember, he can only run, 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 run. His shots are not really the greatest, but, at least tried. We move on now. Gordon was pressing a lot in the beginning and stuff, and, it was good for them. It was like a good performance that they put out, and, they managed to score two goals. Um, two goals in a couple of minutes just to win the game. So I think, just to go roughly in the 20th minute, sorry. um, Enzo passed the ball to Felix. Felix just managed to keep the ball and ran straight to the edge of the box. Had a shot that went over the bar. Felix had one of the worst games I've seen. Of him in a Chelsea shirt. Um, and I'm kind of starting to see where he can go missing in games. So he would just float about, float about, float about. But if you're not gonna keep passing him the ball, within the channels and getting him to turn and have one twos with others, he would just lose the ball. He would try to track back, and then he's also a bit of a hothead. So occasionally you would see that he would just lose his head. And obviously done it in the first game for Chelsea when he came to us on loan, when he just slide tackled, lost, red card, and that's how he started, his whole journey with Chelsea. But since he's came back, he's been, a little bit better, more sparkle. But obviously, as soon as he faced a team like Newcastle, not plumbers or teams from the Conference League, he had so many chances to either score, pass the ball, you know, make the right decision, and he just kept losing the ball. His shots weren't properly. He had a chance, I think, as well in the second half where he went 1v1 with the goalie and he just chipped the goalie and it went right wide. In the 23rd minute is when obviously Isak's goal came in, and that was from the dilly dallying, the poor decision making from Badiashile and, the bad communication in the back that we've been suffering of anyway in the whole season and even seasons before that now. And for some reason, Badiashile just never covers himself in glory. He has a bit of a good performance. Everyone hopes that he comes back, and then he just does something stupid. Um, so he passed the ball straight into, I think it was Vega. He had the space as a defender, goalkeeper. You can see all the space, so you don't pass it to someone who's covered or what we call marked in football. And he just, I don't know, he just didn't make the right decision. Passed it with not enough power. At least you can say, what, looking at it, he was already running back. Vega was already running back, but if he had got it with more power, maybe he could have passed it or kicked it away if he realized he's being pressured. It didn't have enough power, so he had to run towards it. Then he got tackled. When he got managed just to keep the ball, he passed it away, and then that just kind of that pinballed back into the box, and Isak just had the easy finish. Couple minutes later from that, um, they had a free kick, around the right back area, where the Sassy plays. Had the free kick from there. I think it was Lewis Hall that just passed the ball straight to Isak again. He crossed the ball, hit off Nkunku's head, deflected into the box right in front of the Sassy, and He was running towards his own goal, following his man. And there was a guy that pushed him from behind a little bit and he couldn't do anything, just hit off his body and went in 2-0. This was all within, I think, 2 minutes. Actually, no, I think it was roughly, yeah, 3 minutes, roughly 3 minutes when we conceded two goals. Now, that first half was so sluggish, passes were all over the place, nothing was right. When I say nothing was right, literally nothing was right. So we were struggling to play out the back. We couldn't keep possession. When we get pressed, we just pass. Just it was very lethargic, and we couldn't find the final pass. And for me, um, second half when the second half came in, I think it was I think who came. Nani came on for Dewsbury Hall. That's it. Nani came on for Dewsbury Hall. He took a couple of chances. He Nani was just going and going and going and going from half time. He just kept going and going and going. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention him in the beginning as well. He was almost our only spark. He was taking corners. He was crossing the ball in the box. He was taking on his man. He was actually. You almost felt like I had a wing on the right wing. Mudrik was doing the same on the left whenever he was actually getting the ball. But he's become so efficient. He knows when to pass the ball, when to move the ball. He went to make the run behind. He still beats his man almost every time now, which is also a great thing. You know, um, Newcastle sat back from the beginning of the game, basically five in the back. They brought on Dan Burn later on the game as well. And then they scored a goal that got disallowed. I think there was a cross from a free kick, went to the back post. From there, got crossed back in or headed back in to the back post. Longstaff scored, but he was offside, or he was deemed to be offside. Anyway, um, after that, I think we didn't see anything till like the 74th minute when Tosin put the ball through the midfield, through ball nicely to Felix. One Danburn tried to tackle it, missed the ball. Felix had to 1v1. Maybe could have, moved a bit to the left, shoot with his left foot. I don't know. He could have done anything else. He tried to chip it, but when the ball hit the ground, it kind of curved away and just went away from goal, which is kind of summed up his day. And then I think went up to the 83rd minute since I saw anything else, and it was Osula who came on as well for I think it was Isak. He had a shot from outside the box, kind of turned on. Cucurella had a shot, and that's it. Nothing, nothing to be really proud of. It was a really poor performance. I kind of understand why Maresca didn't bring in more people, Palmer, and other players. I kind of get it because he has to, I think he doesn't want to risk them for the United game, obviously, that we have at Old Trafford on Sunday. And, I think he said, you know what, I've left it. There was always rumors about him kind of being stubborn and stuff and stuck to his, ways, and he likes to do it his way and stuff. And I think today we've seen it in some ways, basically. Do I want to see it again? Not sure. Do I want to see this performance again? 100% not. So we need to make sure that he doesn't do this again. Try to perform. The players need to be up for it because you can easily sit on the bench. They need to understand that. And usually, when Maresca makes changes in the second half, it's fine. We have no issues. We literally, if we don't perform well in the first half, we perform well in the second half. And it almost felt like he was willing to throw away this game or this Carabao Cup game if he doesn't win it with the B team. You know, for him to have more time in the Premier League and to perform better in the Premier League, kind of focus more on the Premier League. And if that's what he wants to do, I can't even say fair enough because I actually wanted that trophy. It was the easiest way to get a trophy, quickest way to get a trophy. Like this, those are one of the first trophies you can win in the season. And I wanted to make, something to start the reign and the new era with Maresca to kind of our first trophy and build on that and stuff. Also instill that winning mentality on the players. Those are the cups that people have won, like Mourinho, Pep, before they've actually, started dominating and winning the league. So yeah. Besides that, yeah, it was a poor performance, man. We need to sort our defense out ASAP, and you know We need to see better from these players. I know Vega usually plays well when he plays. You know, even it's just that centre back pairing. It's just the Sassy at right back's never usually good. Badishul being so bad, look making Tosin look bad. Like it's just Felix having a really poor game and Kunku just running around but no effects. I don't really want to see that again. I was shouting for Nkunku to actually be a star, to be a main star, because he's an experienced striker. But if these are the things he's going to be doing, maybe it's better for him to keep coming off the bench because Jackson has been really good. Since this, obviously he's been good last season, but he's been really, really good from the beginning of this season, improving and finishing and stuff. So hopefully we don't see this again. If you've watched all the way to here, thank you. Like and subscribe, like it says on the banner below. I want to thank everyone for their support. And the next game we got is Old Trafford on Sunday. I'll be dropping a match preview, hopefully tomorrow. And then also the match reaction will be out during the game. Sorry, after the game ends and I sort out all my other stuff. I'll make sure to drop the match reaction as well. Thank you very much. And see you on the next one. Peace.